Oh my
One of the
gosh, yeah.
things I really hate is I am enough. And I know it's a thing, and I know it's a very well-meaning thing when people say, you must tell yourself I am enough.
Right.
And I actually get I actually get quite cross about it because it's like enough, it's enough. It's like, well, it's
Mhm.
adequate.
Mhm.
It's like, when is that a compliment? If I go to, oh, Adam, you are adequate. Yay. No, you're not enough. You're beyond enough. You
Yeah.
are way more than enough. You are amazing. You are brilliant. You are enough is so far in your rearview mirror you can hardly see it.
Right.
It's like,
You're right. Yeah,
no, I get the
totally.
sentiment, but no, you people are so much more than that, and they just
Hmm.
block themselves.
Hmm.
If success is, oh well, I'm adequate, it's like, well, who
Right.
wants to just be adequate?
Yeah.
You know, give yourself credit for all the little wins. Why does what if have to be a bad thing?
Hmm.
Because, is that, they'll go, oh yeah, but what if it doesn't work? What if I'm late? What if that goes wrong? What if they don't like it? What if nobody buys it? What if what? And it's like, none of that's real.
Hmm.
None of that has happened.
Hmm.
So what if we change what if to a positive? What if it's the best decision you've ever made? What if it's the most successful thing you've ever created? What if you cannot produce enough because everybody wants it? That's equally true at this moment because none of it has happened. Potential threat
Hmm.
is reacted to by the same part of the nervous system and the same
Hmm.
part of the brain. So it's like you worrying about launching a new product
Hmm.
and whether or not it will work is seen as a risk, so therefore it's a threat.
Hmm.
The part of your brain and the part of your nervous system that responds to that
Hmm.
is exactly the same bit that would respond if a saber-toothed tiger suddenly
Hmm.
jumped through your window and landed on your chest.
Right.
So it's and there isn't a degree of reaction.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
either it reacts or it doesn't. It's an on or off
Hmm.
switch. So when we start going, oh, we're doing that, our nervous system goes, oh, there's a risk.
Hmm.
Shut down.
Right.
Red
Yeah. Yeah.
lights are flashing, sirens are going off,
Because
going,
when
whoa,
it
whoa, warning,
to
warning.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Brainwashed series. Today's guest is a confident expert. He has coached royalty, celebrities, and business leaders, blending psychology and performance to help people lead with power and presence. So I'm super excited for him to be here having this conversation. We actually met really recently, but I already had a conversation before we jump into this interview and it was just amazing. So I'm super pumped for this. So welcome to the show, Ian Norton.
Thank you very much. I am really glad to be here. So it's great. Good to talk
Awesome.
to you again.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. So, I heard a bit of your story already, but I would like for sure everybody is super interested in how did all started for you, how did you get into entrepreneurship? Where did you grow up? Like, tell us about yourself a bit,
Oh,
and then I'm
oh.
going to just find some things that's gonna be super interesting, and we can dive into more of
Cool.
those topics and such. Go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, how long have you got? I'll give you the edited version. The reason I've ended up being a confidence coach is that I believe that everything starts from the self-belief that you will be
Mm,
okay no matter
mhm,
what. And it's not just something I learned from books. It's not just something I studied. It's what I've lived. Because
mhm,
I mean, I grew up in a fairly typical kind of Surrey family. I had
mhm,
an older brother, parents. So no kind of childhood trauma
mhm.
other than it was a very military family. My dad was ex-Navy. My brother was ex-Army. It was very kind of I knew from an early age that I was different, that I was, which I then discovered was I was gay. But that was
What do you mean by being different? Like, how do you,
um
what did
I
you say?
I knew that I I liked girls as friends, but
Hmm.
I liked boys for more than friends.
Right.
Um and as I once you get to school and you start being taught these, that you discover that actually.
How does it, how it was for you, like literally when it comes to like how people sees you? Because I think that just that thing can be really like polarizing. People can really
Yeah.
like you, people can really hate you because of that,
Oh,
can judge you super hard, right? They can literally bully you just because of that and stuff like. So how
yeah.
that was actually for you? Tell me about
Well, for me, it was really hard.
it.
It because again, bearing in mind, I mean, I'm 64 next month, so like when I was little at school, it was still illegal to be gay. It was, you would be in prison.
Wow.
There was an
Right,
age limit.
right.
There was, it wasn't even like it is now. There isn't there was just no freedom at all. So I knew that I was wrong, that there was something wrong with me,
Mm,
that
hmm
I needed to be fixed.
mm.
And that was what I
But that
grew up
was
with.
your thoughts like from the beginning already, like that you
Yeah,
something's wrong with
at the
you.
age of I can honestly remember looking at a boy at school when I was maybe 9, 10,
Wow.
and knowing that it was wrong and knowing that there was something wrong with me
Hmm
because I had these feelings. And that didn't change because the laws didn't change till much, much like, I think I was in my 20s before
hmm
it became kind of more accepted that people actually understood that no, this isn't a choice. I didn't just wake up one morning and think, oh, I'll be gay today. You know,
Would you say that like the feelings that something's wrong with you and something is like right or wrong? Because like I kind of don't believe that there is like wrong or right things. There is just as it is, basically.
yeah, no,
Because we believe in
absolutely.
certain things, right? Everybody's different, basically. Everybody will believe in different things. And pretty much everything what we and how we live basically is made up kind of thing, right? Is literally the way that you think about it, what you believe in is literally determining your reality, basically.
Oh, completely. But this
Right.
is the thing that every influence around me at that stage was saying, no, you're not normal. It's
Yeah.
not normal to be like this. Normal
Right.
is you have a girlfriend and then you get married and then you have a child and then you have a second
hmm
child and then you retire and all of this. So the problem with this was it made me quite secretive and quite, kind of step away from things
hmm
because, you get bullied for it or you get name called for it or all of that. But the problem was that because I was like that, my parents read that as I was okay on my own. So
Right.
it was always about my brother, and then I was oh well, he's Ian's fine, Ian's
Wow.
okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I then started looking for, I suppose the only way I can say it is I started looking for my tribe or my
hmm
people.
hmm
Um, and at the time, it was when the kind of the Arab community started to come
hmm
over to London and started to kind of come, the kids would come to study here.
Yep.
They would come over to do business. It suddenly there was that huge shift.
hmm
It was kind of, I suppose, mid 80s.
hmm
Um, and I got involved with this group who had come over from Dubai, and it was for me at that age, it was just so incredibly glamorous. It was like,
hmm
we went to the best nightclubs in London, and they'd be in the VIP area. They decide they didn't want to drive back home, so they just rent a floor of a hotel for the night. And for me, this was just mind blowing.
hmm
Problem was that what I didn't realize that they were involved in some, shall we say, less than legal activities around this. And they'd kind of go, oh, can you deliver this to so and so? Or could you drop this package off at such and such? And
hmm
I'd do it knowing it was maybe a little bit dodgy, but again, you kind of go, oh, wow, this is really cool. And I'm
hmm
seeing this in films. Um, Unfortunately, they then went back to Dubai
hmm
and it all blew up. And me being the only person still here, I ended up in prison for 4 months
Wow.
as a result of this.
That's
Um,
crazy. Wow.
yeah, which and again, being me, this
hmm
happened in London. So what used to happen then was if the case was tried in London,
hmm
you were then sent to Wandsworth Prison, which is quite a hardcore prison,
hmm
just to then be sorted out where you were going to go. So in theory, I should have been sent to an open prison somewhere that's very
hmm
easygoing and lovely.
Yeah.
But I was like, but all my friends are two tube stops from here.
hmm
So if I could stay here, then my friends can visit, and that would be great. So, so I asked in the prison, and I said, "Is there any way I could stay here? Because it's better for me." And they were really confused because nobody had ever asked to stay there. Everybody wanted to get away from there. But in the end, they found this piece of paper that I could sign that would say I could stay. So I stayed, and my friends came to visit because they gave me as much freedom as they could because I shouldn't have been there. Um, so I got through that, and I learned a lot about other people and their stories and their kind of their boundaries, their values, which
Hmm.
was fascinating.
Hmm.
And came away with some great, great, great
Like,
stories.
tell me how, like, how it actually made you complete, like, feel and everything, like you becoming like punished for something you never actually been like part of, pretty much.
Well, again, it's one of those things. I went through the angry that
Hmm.
how dare this happen to me and this isn't fair and this is, and I then went through the this isn't going to help me because I can't change it,
Hmm.
and being angry about it is just making me more miserable. So
Hmm.
then it was like, and then got into, well, how do I get through this?
Hmm.
And then I kind of relaxed into it and kind of went, well, okay, what can I get out of it?
Hmm.
And it was it was really interesting because it obviously you meet such a range of people,
Hmm.
and there are people that are, there are rules and regulations about how people behave.
Right.
There
Yeah.
are the people that go, I did it, but I would never admit that to anybody else other than other
Hmm.
criminals. There were the people that were, yeah, I did it, it's entirely my fault.
Hmm.
And there are the people that like with some of the severe, like the murder cases and things, where
Hmm.
it was abuse or it was violence or it was, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so I learned that you can't take things just on a surface level. There is
Hmm.
always more to find out.
Hmm.
So it was really interesting. And it also made me realize as I left that it's like, okay, if I can go into that, get through that, and come out having kind of not really suffered from it,
Hmm.
then why should anything else scare me?
Hmm.
And that was kind of one of those defining
Wow.
moments where I realized
Hmm.
that actually I can trust myself to get through whatever it is
Hmm.
safely. I can trust myself that
Yeah.
I'll be okay no matter what.
Hmm.
And that was
That's really
kind of
cool.
where, yeah, that's kind of where this all started. So
Right.
from there, it was jobs. It was. I mean, there's loads of other stuff that's happened since coming out. I've been married to a woman. Um, I ended up,
Really?
yeah, yeah, because I wasn't allowed to be gay. It was
Right.
like it was going to destroy my family. It was going to destroy everything.
Hmm.
Um, as it turned out, my parents were really cool about it. They were
Hmm.
lovely,
Hmm.
but I lost lots of friends. I lost my home. I lost my dog. It was messy,
Hmm.
but I survived. I was okay.
Hmm.
I got through it and everything else. And so it was all about, like I say, everything came down to that fundamental thing of if you can trust yourself
Right.
that you
Yeah.
will be okay no matter what happens, then you can build from there in
Hmm.
in anything that you want because you don't have that fear.
Right. Yeah.
You can try. It's like if you have, how many people do you talk to, Adam, that go, oh, I've got this dream and I want to do it, but I can't. And it's like,
Right.
how do you know you can't until you try it? And if you
Hmm.
try it and it doesn't work, so what?
Yeah.
You're still
Exactly.
going to get up
Yeah.
tomorrow. You're still going to make a coffee. You're still going to have your friends or your family. It's okay.
Totally, totally.
So that-
This, like we had this conversation before this, before the interview, like when it's pretty much that, like, most of the people are basically scared to take the responsibility for their lives, basically. Like they blame others, they blame government, they blame teachers, they blame, parents, but
yeah,
everything is inside of you already. You just need to like make the decision and realize that you have the power over it.
yeah. It's that thing. Don't you think it's that thing though? It's like I always say to people, all the objections and all the barriers that you put up, it comes down to two things. When people go, oh well, I can't because, or oh well, I need to be more confident because, or oh, I need to be.
Mhm.
It's like it's none of that. It's two things. They either want what I call goop, which is the good opinion of other people.
Right.
So they want to know that nobody's going to criticize them or be rude to them or judge them or tell them they're stupid or tell them they're wrong or go, ha ha, what do you think? Oh, who do you think you are doing that? So they either want that or they want a guarantee that it's going to work out exactly how they've
Hmm.
planned it.
Right.
And it's like, there are no guarantees. There is no guarantee in life, in anything. So
Hmm.
how can you expect it? And
Hmm.
all that is doing is your nervous system trying to keep you safe.
Exactly.
That
Right.
feeling of, oh my God, what if? just means that you're doing something new. You're challenging, you're taking a risk.
Exactly. That's the growth, like I love this feeling because like even though from the beginning for me it was really scary too, like I literally admit this, like this is like, it's something that nobody teaches us, like nobody shows us this, and
No.
nobody talks about growth, like how you should grow, like in the beginning I didn't even know what is actually like I should study mindset. What is
Yeah.
like what is
Yeah.
this? It's like
Yeah.
some goofy, I don't know, like stuff. I don't know even like goofy is the right word
Yeah,
for
but
it,
no,
but like it's like what the hell is really like what is that, right?
I
So
know.
for me, like it was all the time like tactics, strategies, like show me the systems, show me what. But I think like because of that, also like the mindset that I had, like system and stuff, that made me to the point where I am now. Like because already like being able to think about systems, it's really good. Like it's really good path to take because like that way, you are not limited based on like if you know that everything is working in systems, you know that you have to change the inputs and you're
Yeah.
gonna get different outputs. Or if you don't have system that works properly, you just have to tweak the system, right? There are two
Yeah.
variations, but it's not limiting you to like not believe in yourself 100% because you know that everything is pretty much like a numbers game, I would say. To me,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything is like pretty much
Yeah.
numbers
No, it
game,
is.
right?
Yeah. No,
But yeah, anyway, I just turned a little bit into like system stuff because I'm like geeking on those type of things for sure. But let's go back to your, to your story and when like after all of that you came like you went through,
Mm.
how it all started for you, like how it all connected for you to become a confident coach, confident expert, and helping people to, basically um help them shy the way they is
Yeah.
probably supposed
Yeah.
to be,
It
because
it
this is the most
kind of
important. Go ahead,
yeah,
go
it
ahead.
kind
Yeah.
of everything kind of linked together because of that initial light bulb moment.
Mm-hmm.
And randomly, so I kind of sat there going, okay, this has happened to me, and I'm not gonna let it define me. I'm not gonna let
Mhm.
anybody ever hold it over me. I'm
Are
not
you,
ever gonna
sorry to interrupt you. Are
Mm.
you Christian? Are you believer?
um not in a traditional.
Right.
I was brought, oh God, yeah, which is another thing that didn't help. I was brought up
Mm-hmm.
in a very kind of Church of England
Right.
family. I was in the school in the church choir, so again you had hell and damnation for existing,
Right.
which
Right.
which was didn't help matters. But no, I kind of stick more with universal energy, that
Mm-hmm.
basic
Mm-hmm.
science
Yep.
says
Yep.
that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be transferred. So therefore it makes sense that the energy that is within me when
Mm-hmm.
I die, it has to go somewhere else because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't just get destroyed. So parts of me could have been other people. They could have been
Mm-hmm.
a tree. They could have been a brick. They could have been a star. They could have been air. And
Right.
it's that flow of energy that I think that I feel is connecting everybody and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And it's like if you open up to that, so it's kind of a religion, but
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kind of
100%.
a yeah. I was too. I think, to be honest, I was too damaged by the whole Christian views of,
Mm-hmm.
yes, God is loving and caring, and you're created
Totally. Yeah, me
and
too.
you're
Yeah.
created in His image, but
Yep.
you're not because you're gay. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. We either all are or we all aren't,
No,
or
that's
and
no.
yeah. So that's a whole other.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but no, it was kind of. Um, I kind of went ahead to the next step, going, well, okay, what can I do? What can I do that has no restrictions
Mm-hmm.
because of having a prison record or whatever? Um, and one of the things that I thought about was, well, I can be an actor. I've always loved acting. Um, Nobody cares what your background is if you're doing
Mm-hmm.
that. So that's like,
Mm-hmm.
so I got involved in acting, and I just was jobbing actor, taking any work that I could get.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and at the time, a friend of mine was working for a finishing school in London, which was
Mm-hmm.
basically a very posh place where all the debutantes came and royalty from across Europe would
Right.
come
Yep.
to learn etiquette and
Mm-hmm.
protocol. Um, and I ended up working with them. And because of the way I am, I was always known as the he'll do it person. So any
Mm-hmm.
random requests would always come to me. So things like um, I had to work with the Sultan of Brunei's helicopter pilot
Mm-hmm.
on his personal hygiene. I taught Prince Edward how to get in and out of a Range Rover in a kilt without flashing. And I got to work with Princess Diana for 18 months. And even with that, it was like, I walked across from the offices in Kensington, across Kensington Park to Kensington Palace to have my first session with Princess Diana.
Wow.
And, I could have kind of gone, I can't, I knew I can't do that. But it, we kind of found this beautiful level that because she was like, tell me about prison. That's amazing. That's really
Wow.
because again, she was very honest. She was like, all I know of it is what you see in films and TV.
Right.
Is it like that?
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, so tell me about, doing Princess Anna. What's it like? What are you dealing with? And we found this really kind of weird but lovely level ground because,
Uh-huh.
we were both odd in our own ways. And again, that was another life lesson for me to go, actually, yeah, I never need to feel less than anybody else, or nobody ever needs to feel they're not good enough.
Totally. Wow, that's
Because
so
that,
powerful.
yeah,
Love it.
and that was it. And then from
Yeah.
there, I've worked with adults with additional needs. I've worked with teenagers with behavioral issues. I've worked with people with dementia. But ultimately then the pandemic hit and everything kind of changed,
Hmm.
and I had some breathing space to think. And when I thought about everything I do, it all comes down to, like I was saying before, that essence of confidence,
Hmm.
that you have that self-trust that
Hmm.
you will be okay no matter what.
Right.
And it starts to silence the noise, it starts to simplify everything, and you can then, so then if I'm dealing with somebody, if it's their relationship, if it's
Hmm.
their business, if it's their self-worth, if it's
Hmm.
their weight, if it's whatever it is, we can work from there because it's
Right.
like, yeah, something, I've got this. I'm amazing. Of course I can handle this.
Yeah, totally, totally.
And
That's
then we
so that's so awesome. Yeah, like this is amazing. Thank you for sharing this because like
pleasure.
people think that most of the people think that, they are not good enough. This is the most common thing that they are saying to themselves.
Yeah,
And it's like you take it from the perspective that like I like to think about that there are always two sides of the coin. You can take it from the bad perspective or you can take it from the right perspective, right? So you
totally.
can take like what it's supposed to teach me or what it's supposed to do. Like it may be bad experience, but what I want to come out from this better. Like
Yeah,
how it should empower me than, dispower me or you know what I
yeah,
mean?
no, absolutely. No,
Right.
because that's the thing. It's there's so many little things that we always do to make things harder. It's like most people make it really, really hard for them
Mm-hmm.
to win, but really, really easy to fail.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm working with a client at the moment, and she's got this idea of what she wants to create, and she needs to work in between to fund it so that she can do it and everything. And she has this whole thing of, oh well, I went for this interview and I didn't get it, and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know why I'm bothering, and everything's a waste of time, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, so your idea of winning is that you had to get this job.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, well, what if your idea of winning was that you applied for that job? What
Mm-hmm.
if another win was that you got a response? What if another win was that you were invited for an interview? What if another win was that you
Mm,
went to that interview? What if,
right.
it's like you've got a stack of wins as opposed to,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I failed because I didn't do this big thing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what people do. They go, oh, I failed if I'm 5 minutes late for work, or
Mm-hmm.
I failed if I've run out of coffee, or I failed, but I've won if I have 365 days without being ill.
Mm-hmm.
They make it impossible to win, but
Yeah.
really, really easy to fail. So all you do is stack up proof that you're a failure. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
one
That's so
one of
good.
the
Oh my
one of the
gosh. Yeah.
things I really hate is I am enough. And I know it's a thing, and I know it's a very well-meaning thing when people say, you must tell yourself I am enough.
Right.
And I actually get I actually get quite cross about it because it's like enough, it's enough. It's like, well, it's
Mm-hmm.
adequate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when is that a compliment? If I go to, oh, Adam, you are adequate. Yay. It's- No, no, you're not enough. You're beyond enough. You
Yeah,
are way more than enough. You are amazing. You are brilliant. You are, enough is so far in your rearview mirror, you can hardly see it. You know,
right.
it's like,
You're right. Yeah,
no, I get the
totally.
sentiment, but no, you people are so much more than that, and they just
Hmm.
block themselves.
Hmm.
If success is, oh well, I'm adequate, it's like, well, who wants
Right.
to just be adequate?
Yeah.
You know, give yourself credit for all the little wins.
Hmm.
And also, like we were saying last time we were talking, there will always be people that hate you and dislike
Oh
you
yeah,
and
totally.
disagree with you and don't like what you're doing or want to crit. Most of them are people who've never done what you're trying to do,
Right.
or they're
That's
jealous
really
because
that's
they're not as far
yeah.
along. Never will anybody who is as successful as you
Hmm.
or ahead of you,
Hmm.
never will they be the ones criticizing.
Right. Yeah,
And it's
totally.
like as soon as you accept that and go, okay, I'm not going to be everyone's. I know you've probably realized already. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. There will be people watching this going, "Who
I'm
the
telling it's saying to me, like with me, like everybody has people they track and then people they don't, and this is
that,
normal, right? You're gonna
that's
get
okay."
haters. Who
Yeah,
cares?
exactly that. It's like that's okay. I don't love everybody I meet. I don't love every place I go. Other places I'm obsessed with. Other people I'm obsessed. We're all different and we all like and dislike. Yes, I don't condone people being deliberately nasty for the sake of it, but we live in a world where social media is really important and it's only
Hmm.
going to become more important.
Hmm.
And we it's that thing. If you can't change it, you can either accept it or you have to ignore it.
Hmm.
And if people are going to be mean and people are going to be nasty, we have block buttons, we have delete buttons. It's not the end of the world, and it's not
Exactly.
about us.
What do you think that I do? Like,
Yeah.
huh? Bye. I don't need you. I'm
Right.
trying to help people. I'm not trying to, I'm not here to like literally like I want to care about like everybody's success. I would love to, help so many people that they're going to have like literally change their life and going to have the best life ever they
Yeah.
ever imagine, right? But it's impossible, basically. You're gonna
No, there
attract
are.
only people who you like, who likes you, and then it's really like also you're gonna attract people who don't. And like this is normal. And if you don't have this polarization, it's it's not going to work. You have
Yeah.
to have the polarization there.
Yeah. No, you're
Right.
right. You do. No, you do. And it is that thing. It's like you've got to be okay with it. You've got to be. It's because again, there's so many reasons behind it. You see a comment from someone. You have no idea, they might just be mean people. Some people are just naturally nasty. It's I'm putting that out there. Some people just are. Very rarely, but some are. But people are living their lives, they've got stuff going on. You don't know what their day has been like when they read that comment. And it could just have been the wrong thing at the wrong time, that their only way of letting go at that moment was
Hmm.
to go, oh, and type something. And
Exactly. Yeah.
it's like that's where they are, that's what's going on with them. That's nothing about me or what I've put. So why waste the energy on it? Just,
Hmm.
you know,
I
let it
do you
go.
know to that, wasting energy to things like that even didn't happen. Do you
Yeah.
know those type of like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this is like this pissing me off the most. People are like all the time so negative. Like not
Yeah.
all of them, but most
Yeah.
of them.
A
Like
lot.
so negative. They thinking what may happen. What if that happened? And what if that happened? And what if not going to work? And you have you ever tried?
Yeah, but this is
Yeah.
again, it's something I say to clients all the time. Why does what if have to be a bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
Because, is that, they'll go, oh yeah, but what if it doesn't work? What if I'm late? What if that goes wrong? What if they don't like it? What if nobody buys it? What if what? And it's like none of that's real.
Mm-hmm.
None of that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
So what if we change what if to a positive? What if
Mhm.
it's the best decision you've ever made? What if it's the most successful thing you've ever created? What if you cannot produce enough because everybody wants it? That's equally true at this moment because none of it has happened.
Right, but
But
you are giving the energy towards to the success, basically, to the positive thing
yeah,
that may happen. So you're going to put all the energy that you can actually like produce towards that to make it work, not just
yeah,
like disvaluate it right from the beginning and you're like, huh, I'm not that well, it's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm not going to put 100% of my energy and time and efforts to, this is like insane to me, like when I see
yeah,
people talking about it. And that's mostly most common is it is when you talk to ordinary people, like literally, like for example, even my parents or somebody like that. They are so, but in my opinion, it's all because the way that the world is set it up. People are watching TVs, what you can see in TV, all negative all the
oh
time,
yeah,
like negative news all
yeah.
the time.
News is awful.
It's crazy. I'm not watching news like for maybe 10 years already. Like nothing. If I do and watch movies, okay, I'm watching movies like that, like straight on my computer, like on my
Yeah,
laptop. I'm not like, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to even know about those news. And I
yeah,
use people like a filter. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like if it's
yeah.
really bad, it the information get to me, but
We
it
get you.
went through some of those people, so I know that that's probably something that I may pay attention to it. But
Yeah,
most of the
filter
time,
it
and do you
down.
know what is super interesting? 80% of the things that are in news are unchecked facts
Oh,
because
yeah,
they have to fill the space between those.
yeah, through the odd bits of story.
Crazy.
Oh no, it's awful. But it is, I think, again, I think it's a lack of understanding in people. It's like
Mm,
we are still basically prehistoric beings.
mm-hmm,
Our brain, our nervous system, everything is still functioning at a
mm-hmm.
prehistoric level. So as such, we are designed to look for danger, to look for threats, to look for potential risks,
It's
which,
so
yeah,
true.
it makes complete sense.
Yep.
So it's about when we start doing that, oh, well, it's not going to work, or whatever, and all of that. That's just our nervous system trying to keep us
Mhm.
safe. It's just our nervous system going, oh, hang on, this is dangerous. He's talking about doing something, and we haven't done that before, and that sounds like it could be scary. So if we bring up all these blocks,
Mhm.
then he maybe won't do it, and then we'll be safe and we'll be okay. So yeah, what
Do you,
else?
what is your opinion on this? Like, why is this actually happening to us? Like, basically, that we are like shutting down everything before it's even happened.
It's because as I say, it comes from the fact that because of the way we're created, because of the way we exist and the way our nervous system works and the way our brain works,
Mm-hmm.
any potential threat
Mm-hmm.
is reacted to by the same part of the nervous system and the same
Mm-hmm.
part of the brain. So it's like you worrying about launching a new product
Mm-hmm.
and whether or not it will work is seen as a risk, so therefore it's a threat.
Mm-hmm.
The part of your brain and the part of your nervous system that responds to that
Mm-hmm.
is exactly the same bit that would respond if a saber-toothed tiger suddenly
Mm-hmm.
jumped through your window and landed on your chest.
Right.
So
Yep.
it's and there isn't a degree of reaction.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
either it reacts or it doesn't. It's an on or off
Mm-hmm.
switch. So when we start going, oh, we're doing that, our nervous system goes, oh, there's a risk,
Mm-hmm.
shut down.
Right.
Red
Yeah. Yeah.
lights are flashing, sirens are going off,
Because
going,
when
whoa,
it
whoa, warning,
to
warning.
yeah, when we think about, like, when I think about it, it's like because we haven't experienced the thing yet, right? So it's like
Mm,
if you don't have the experience of actually knowing what is actually like what's going to be happening when something like that we're gonna do,
yeah,
this is what actually like, stop.
yeah, this is it. Like I say, that reaction goes off and it's like, no, no, danger, danger, right, stop, stop,
Right.
stop, stop. And that's where we have to realign our nervous system to go, actually, no, it's okay. We're safe. And it comes back to that, look, exactly what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, that you have to kind of you have to have that awareness that
Mm-hmm.
actually, of course I'm going to feel like this
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't done it before. It's like the example I always use with it is jumping out of an airplane,
Mm-hmm.
doing a parachute jump. It's like if
How
you've never
yeah,
done
go
it,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. No,
and
I'll ask another question about this actually, like when
oh
we
God, no, but I was going to say, if when the first time you do it, you if I said to you, right, okay, we're going to go and do it
how
now.
would you, yeah, do that. This is awesome. How would you help somebody do like exactly that, for example? Um, like in the easiest way or the most successful way or like the short in the short period of way, in my opinion, I'm gonna share my opinion
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
is to literally put the people to put the person like in the with somebody who already did it and they would do it together
yeah,
or something which going to show that person that there is no danger, nothing, and literally would help that person. That's why it's so powerful to have a coach that actually guides you, that just show you the way. I already did it. There is no danger. I'm going to show
yeah,
you the steps, right?
yeah. But it's awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I say, if you've never done it, and I said, right, we're going to go and do it. Only an absolute idiot would not have any fear and be totally confident that they can do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they would have to be something wrong with you not to be a little bit nervous or worried or scared or whatever. And it's this sense of awareness that, of course, you're going to feel like that because you
Mm-hmm.
are doing something that you have never done before.
Mm-hmm.
So your nervous system is going to be thinking, whoa, hang on a minute. Is this safe? Are we going to get hurt? Is this,
Mm-hmm.
and start thinking about what if, what if the parachute doesn't open? What if
Right.
something falls? What if because that's how we're wired. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we're meant to do. But we accept that that feeling just means that we are doing something new.
Mm-hmm.
We are taking a risk. We are stepping out of the comfort zone for another
Mm-hmm.
cliche. All of those, that's what's happening. So
Mm-hmm.
we go along and they tell us how it all works and they show us what happens and we learn the procedures to do it. And we still have that feeling, but it's like, okay, it's coming from a place of I've never done this before. So you go
Mm-hmm.
up in the plane, you jump out, you land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, if I then said, right, let's go do it again, how confident are you?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, okay, I'm fairly confident I can do it again because I've just done it now.
Mm-hmm.
And if I said, right, we're going to do it, but we're going to go higher, how do you think that's going to be? You
Mm-hmm.
can be reasonably confident
Mm-hmm.
that you'll be okay. So there'll still be that flutter because it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that's higher. I don't know. But you can be reasonably confident that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an old cliche of feel the fear and do it anyway.
Right.
But there is a certain amount of truth in that you need to accept that that feeling isn't that it's going to fail or it's going to be awful. It just
Mm-hmm.
means that you're doing something new.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when people get promoted
Right.
in a new job and they go, "Oh my God, I don't know what to do because there's going to be things I don't know." And it's like, well, of course there are going to be things you don't know because it's a new role, it's a new position.
Totally.
It makes sense. So it's about with that, it's okay. So do you know who to ask about the things that you don't know about?
Mm-hmm.
Or is there somebody that you can ask? Is
Mm-hmm.
that procedure already in place? Is it something that you have to create? Just get curious, just
Mm-hmm.
explore and accept that that feeling is perfectly natural because you're doing something new. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't you can't be confident about it until you've got proof that you can do it.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah. So
That's so cool. Because I remember there was a story basically about like I don't know from who I heard it, but basically there was a they try to teach kid how to swim,
mm,
right? They basically it was a swim or something. I'm not exactly sure, but basically the
mm,
point was that they brought him a teacher. The teacher like literally taught him how like showed him or whatever like how to swim or so, but the kid still didn't been confident enough
yeah.
until they literally put the same age kid who've been already able to do that and been more likely to relate to
Yeah.
literally put the kid like together and playing together and literally in the end they
Yeah.
like just I don't need the swimming anymore.
Yeah.
And because of that they put those two kids together because they can relate to each other, like they've been in the same level probably and so on, so they literally like naturally that kid. And he
Yeah.
was like, I
But that's
tried to teach the kid like for 2 months, you doing that. And literally one day with the same person, like, similar person as a similar age, probably, literally, that
yeah.
was like, I
Yeah,
was
but
like, wow,
that's
this is very
yeah, but
interesting,
that
right?
but again that makes sense because it's that thing of okay, I'm feeling scared about doing this,
Mm-hmm.
but clearly it's possible
Mm-hmm.
because he's doing it. So it's that switch that you go, actually,
Mm-hmm.
it must be possible. This is just nerves because I haven't done it,
Mm-hmm.
but he's doing it, so I know I can get there.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's again, it's a similar thing. It's just allowing that we just feel uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
because that's part of growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we live, you know, as humans, we're growth centric beings. As
Mm-hmm.
humans, we have to grow. And it's it's funny because it's like life will do it to you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you try not to grow and not to do something and take a risk or challenge yourself, life will do it for you anyway. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I, easiest example is people trying to lose weight. You know, it's like
Right.
if you've
Yeah.
got somebody that goes, can't be bothered, dieting's too hard, exercise is too hard, I'm not going to do it. I'm
Yeah.
not, I you know, it's I just want to be comfortable. So they sit on the sofa and watch Netflix and eat takeaways. And what happens? They gain more weight.
Of
They
course. Right.
end up really lethargic. It can then lead to health problems ultimately. You end up being forced into doing things
Mm-hmm.
about, you know, so life has come and kicked you and gone,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna, you know, you're gonna grow whether you like it or not. Like with the jobs, you know, I'm not going to go for that promotion because it's too scary and I don't want the pressure, so I'm just going to stay here. And so then you get jealous of the person that does get the job. You get frustrated doing the job that you're doing because of that. You end up going, oh God, I'm going to have to do something else. And you put, you know, so life will make you grow even if you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to. So it's almost that choose your hard. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's that old thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
choose to challenge, choose to grow, because then
Oh.
at least you're doing stuff that you want to do.
Well, what is actually what would be life without having challenges and doing this? Like there was a saying of I don't know if that like proper saying the way that he said it, but basically Jim Rohn or somebody said
Mm.
that what would be like you can live like we can lock you into a room and you can live 100 years, but what life you would have.
Oh,
Life is not about living forever or living too long. It's about the experience that you have along the way. Like
yeah.
literally risking stuff because like everything is pretty much risky, right? Like even
Yeah,
the time that you've been born was risky for your mother, right? Like
absolutely.
everything is pretty much risky and people are so scared of risking money or whatever like who like
Yeah, just
I don't really care about that much. Like, if the money is going to blow up, okay, I tried at least. I learned from this.
yeah.
Money, I
But you
can
see,
make
this is
money
it.
any
See,
day.
you clearly have that self-trust.
Mm-hmm.
You know that if everything disappeared tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you'd be, you know, you might be upset, you might be hurt, you might be frustrated, but equally you'd go, okay, okay, this is what's happened, this is where I am. What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
Because you would have that sense of self-trust
Mm-hmm.
that you know that you can deal with it. You might not be happy about it, or it might, you know,
Yeah,
but you have that self-trust that you'll be okay
yeah,
and you would go out there and do it.
totally, totally.
And
Yeah.
and that's what I try and get into people
Mm-hmm.
is that reliance, that belief that it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, if it goes wrong, and the other thing with if it goes wrong, you know, people get, you know, that whole thing of, oh, they're going to judge me, they're going, it's like nobody cares. Genuinely, nobody gives a toss what you've done. You know,
Yeah.
you are the star of the movie of your own life because
Oh,
you're in every single scene, every
love it.
single
Yeah.
moment, 24/7, 365 days a year. You are in all of it. Everybody else is a bit part. Same for me. So they don't care. They're busy worrying about what everybody else thinks of them and living their life as the star of their movie. So
Yeah.
if you do something, they might go, oh, that was stupid, but they'll have forgotten 10 seconds later that they even thought it. But you're,
How many people you going to meet over your whole life?
yeah,
It's insane number and you care about this certain moment like with somebody who
yeah,
don't give a shit about you like
yeah.
literally.
Oh, totally. And one of the other things that oh, see, I'm so bad. It's like no, but you know, you kind of again, it's like when you compare yourself with other coaches and things, and some are so kind and so no, and I just kind of I sometimes think, what am I saying to these people? But It's like it's like when you get people go the people that blame themselves for everything, and
Mhm.
everything's their fault, and it's like, oh well, it was my fault because I didn't, and oh well, I would, but they're gonna, they won't like it, and blah blah blah. And I just look at them and I go, okay, next time you think that, you are going to say to yourself, who the fuck do you think you are? And they're like, what? And it's like, yeah, who do you think you are? And they're like, what? And I'm like, seriously, I am so important. I am such an incredibly important person that I can affect the entire life of somebody else just by one thing I've said or one thing I didn't do. Who the hell do I think I am?
Yeah.
And just take a
Oh my
moment,
God.
laugh
Yeah.
at yourself for being, for thinking that you are that important. The universe revolves around you. You can wiggle a finger and suddenly the world will change.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that? And just laugh at yourself for being like that.
Yeah.
And then think about what's going on. Just let it go a little bit because
That's so cool.
it's
Really, love it,
not.
love it. This is awesome, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, well, I really, really appreciate you, dude. This is like amazing conversation. We could go on and on. I'm telling you, I don't know how much time you have, but literally this is awesome.
Oh, it's been
Um,
an absolute pleasure, Adam. Honestly, it's been lovely.
thank you so
Been a
much.
joy to
I
talk
really
to you.
appreciate you. This is amazing. And
Oh,
I would like I'm going to give you one more question
go on then.
that I'm really, really curious about. And that
Go
would
on.
be if this no offense, this is not like you're old, or
Oh, but
something like that.
oh,
No, no,
God.
no, like 64, you look great. But if this would be your last interview you would ever done,
Yeah,
what would be the message that you would want to leave behind you?
it would be for people to trust themselves and stop listening to the noise. It's like I say, it's that feel the fear and do it anyway, in a sense of understand that that feeling is a good one.
Mm-hmm,
It's not there to hold you back, it's just to keep you safe.
mm-hmm,
And as long as you can go, it's okay, I'm fine, I've got this, because your head knows it. It's just your nervous system isn't sure.
mm-hmm,
And you have to align those two because your nervous system controls everything.
mm-hmm,
And it's that shut out the noise, trust yourself. And it's the cheesy thing of be true to yourself. Because if you show up as you,
mm-hmm,
okay, if people don't like it, that's fine. The people that love you are the people that you want. They are your tribe. They are your people. And that's how it should be. You're not gonna, not nobody loves everyone,
mm-hmm.
and that's okay. And you need to be okay with that. Be okay and know that you'll be okay no matter what.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And
A pleasure.
when people want to help, if you have these struggles, go and approach Ian. He's awesome. I'm really, really appreciate him to be here. But where people can find you?
You can either the easiest thing is Facebook because that has everything. The website is iannortoncoaching.com, but to be honest, find Ian Norton on Facebook because it's got all the links to everything, but it's got some great stuff about my dog Bertie. It's got all my random musings and the what stuff on there. If you want, if you want experience of authentic and no edits and everything, that it's all there. So yeah, Facebook, and then it's, as I say, everything else is linked from there.
Awesome, awesome. And for everybody who's listening, if there's something in you, don't ignore it. Share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe, leave a review, and remember, you weren't born to follow the script. You weren't born to be free. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.